Hey, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel where I teach content creators and content marketers how to build a six-figure business. 5-figure months. That is a huge money milestone for so many of us. There is something incredibly satisfying about seeing 5 digits in your monthly revenue. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't ever get there. Why? It's difficult. Full disclosure, my business does not do $10,000 a month. In June, we actually broke $17,000. I just want to be transparent. Working hard is a good start. Working hard might make you some more money, but alone, it's not going to be enough. You have to work smart too. I know it sounds like those two things are the same, but they're not. So let's jump right in. I'm going to give you concrete, actionable steps that you can take to have your first 5-figure month as a content creator or a content marketer. I'm going to tell you the mistakes that a lot of professionals are making and what you should be doing instead. I wish I had done these things sooner, so listen up. Tip number 1 is to cut loose any work you're doing that isn't monetarily worth the time you're spending on it. Here's an example. I had a client, it was sort of a friend of a friend type of thing, and because they were a friend of a friend, I gave them a very healthy discount. Too healthy. I ended up regretting it. Nothing to do with the client, they were great. But I put myself in a position where even though it was a small amount of work, it still wasn't enough money for it to be worth it for me. Spending any time on it simply wasn't worth it. It was almost like I was doing it for them as a favor, which I kind of was. I lowered my rates as a favor, but at that point, it was like I might as well have been doing it for free. It was basically work that I was doing just because, so we ended our relationship. This wasn't a bad thing. In fact, it was a very, very good thing, because the time that I spent on that client, making very little money, I dedicated to finding new clients that would pay me a lot more. I'm talking about like 5 or 6 times that amount. All right, working for super cheap, even if it's someone you know, bad move. Here's what you want to be doing instead. Do not have the mindset of, I'll take whatever money I can get, because that is the easiest way to end up working with clients who either don't pay you what you want or they even, treat you poorly. You are going to feel so desperate to make a buck that you're just going to work with anyone. You're not desperate, okay? Get rid of the $300 a month clients and exchange them for, let's say, $1,000 a month clients. Have a number, have a rate that you absolutely will not go below under any circumstances. And you're going to find that when that becomes your new standard, your new normal, you are automatically going to be attracting a different type of client that falls in line with that. But it starts with you. If you start telling clients, my rates start at $1,000 a month minimum or whatever, and you stop accepting those low-paying clients, your revenue is automatically going to jump. I know it can be really hard to walk away from money. I always had an attitude of, money is money. If I could make it, I would take it. But the problem though is what I already said. Investing any of your time, which you can never get back, in a client who is severely underpaying you, it's just not worth it when you could be investing that same time in a client who's going to be paying you 4, 5, 6 times that amount. Which one would you prefer? If you don't want the bigger client, that's fine. Send them my way. I'll take them. By the way, if you are having a hard time getting paid more and making more money, and right now all of your clients are coming from job boards and bidding sites, that is your problem. Go watch these videos. They will help you. I'll drop the links below. Tip number 2 is focus on your most profitable services and eliminate the rest. Before I narrowed my focus and became a content agency, I was branding and marketing and selling myself as a full service, it's so ridiculous, a full service digital marketing agency. Bad idea. Terrible. Worst idea I've ever had, but that's another video. Anyway, in an attempt to raise the average value of a client, I started offering all of these random add-on services. I would charge very little for them, but my thought process was, if I can sell enough of them, it's not going to matter. I did this for 2 reasons. The first reason was, like I said, I was trying to make one client worth more monetarily. And the second reason was I was trying to be everything to everyone. I kept thinking, okay, if I can offer whatever they could possibly need, then of course they're going to hire me. They have no reason to go anywhere else. It doesn't work like that. What ends up happening is similar to what we've already talked about, and that is you end up doing random work for random clients that doesn't even make you that much more money, all because you were trying to squeeze out every last dollar you could. Here's what you want to be doing instead. As opposed to offering more services, spreading yourself too thin and not making that much more money, focus on a few services that you're going to specialize in, position yourself as an expert, as an authority in those services, and then you want to charge based on the value that you offer and the results you're able to deliver. Here's an example. Like I said, my business is now a content agency. Okay, I no longer offer social media, email marketing. I used to sometimes as add-ons, or if I had a client who was like, oh, can you just handle our social too? I'd be like, yeah, sure, of course. I would just take on whatever I could get. No more. Yes, I lost that revenue, but because I was able to focus on what I am an expert of, which is writing, and because we deliver such great results, I can charge far more for my writing than I ever could for all of those other services that I was offering combined. My clients rank on page 1. Our blog content brings them a ton of traffic. That's why I'm able to charge so much. Narrow your focus and eliminate the clutter, eliminate the white noise. Your revenue is gonna go up. Sunny Lenarduzzi has talked about this in a couple of her videos, and she said she experienced the same thing. When her company cut out a lot of the different products and services that they were offering, their revenue actually went up significantly. I wanna say it like doubled even, but there was a noticeable shift that ironically came from doing less. They offered fewer services and made way more money. Speaking of narrowing your focus, tip number 3 is to pick a niche. For the love of God, please. There are a ton of writers out there, too many. There are a ton of email marketers, social media managers. Saying you do social media stopped being special a long time ago. You are not going to stand out. Here's what you should do instead. You essentially want to eliminate your competition by positioning yourself as an expert. Fortunately, this is actually quite simple to do. You pick a niche. This means that you focus on a specific industry or type of business that you want to work with. You become an expert of that, and you charge way more than everyone else out there because you're going to have highly specialized knowledge. I don't work with everyone. I try to. Most of my clients are in the fitness and nutrition industries. This is because of my background as a competitive Olympic weightlifter. I know the language, the culture, the slang, the terminology. I have very specific knowledge that writers who write about anything don't. So I can charge 2, 3, 4 times the amount that they can. Your clients are willing to pay an expert a lot more than a generalist. Experts make more money. Whatever type of content creator or content marketer you are, this will apply. You have to position yourself as an expert, and that is going to help you stand out from the crowd. Our next tip, we've kind of touched on this already, but I want to elaborate a little bit. Tip number 4 is to use value-based pricing. If you're a writer and it takes you an hour to write a blog, you are not invoicing for the hour you spent, okay? If you are a social media manager and it took you 3 minutes to post something on Instagram, you're not charging for 3 minutes. You think you're gonna hit 10K a month doing that? Here's what you do instead. You are charging for the value that you bring and the impact you have on your clients. For example, if you are a writer, you are not charging solely based on word count or solely based on time. Those are 2 contributing factors, but importantly, I want you to think about it like this. You write that blog one time, and your client is going to benefit from it for weeks, months, possibly years. So they're getting a huge return on their investment. And the same situation will apply to email marketers, social media managers, any other content creators or marketers. It's the same thing. Email marketing is hugely profitable. It might take you 5 minutes to write an email, which is why some clients are going to be like, well, how much could that possibly cost us? It should cost them a lot. There are companies out there who hit send and send an email blast to their subscribers and they make 6 figures. That email marketer better be making fat stacks, man. I can write a blog in 45 minutes. I'm not invoicing for 45 minutes. I charge based on the time, the word count, and the 12 years of experience I have as a professional writer. That is what you're charging for. That is value-based pricing. If you were to only charge based on things like word count or the 5 minutes you spent posting on a client's Facebook page, you would never hit 5 figures a month. I want to leave you with this. It's not a concrete tip, but it's important nonetheless. Think bigger. Think bigger than you are currently thinking. You have to start embodying 5-figure months. Make that feeling, that expectation normal, and it will become your norm. In this video, I'll drop the link below, I talk about how I learned about energetic set points from Amanda Francis, who wrote this book called Rich as F. She talks about energetic set points and how we all, even unconsciously, have a minimum monthly income that we have to hit in order for us to feel okay. So as an example, earlier on in my career when I was still freelancing, I would tell myself, okay, as long as I make $3K a month, I know I'm good. That's an energetic set point. We all have them. You need to raise your energetic set point, all right? Because whatever your set point's at, you'll never make a penny more. I used to say, I just want to make enough money to get by. And I did. And I never made a penny more. And then I was like, 3,000 would be nice. It'd give me some breathing room. So I started embodying $3,000 a month. And that's what I started making. And then I said 5,000. And then I'm like, all right, let's have some fun here. I want to make 10K a month. And I did. 15, 20. It never has to stop, but it starts within you. If you can really feel and believe whatever your set point is, that will become your new normal. When you're talking to clients and they say they're only willing to pay you $1,000 a month, when your energetic set point, your minimum is 2,000, you're just gonna be like, all right, and you won't work with them. So, are you ready to build a 6-figure business? Cool, I'm ready to show you how to do it. In my program, Revenue Spark, you will learn the exact steps that I have taken to build a 6-figure content agency. You will be able to take those learnings, apply them to your own business, and scale your revenue, scale your agency beyond what you ever thought was possible. I've revamped the program. I'm offering 2 different versions of it, so you have a couple of options to choose from. And don't forget that depending on what version you enroll with, it could also include direct coaching with me. That link is below if you're interested in exploring it more. If you have any questions, just drop them in a comment. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you could give it a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. Help support my channel. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you are always notified when I upload new content. See you later.